Hello everybody, Ascendas REIT numbers are out for full year 22 and I continue to think that this guy is a steamroller in the making. So I've held this REIT for the past 15 years and I hope to hold it for the next 15 years as well. And every year it improves on the quality of the assets that it holds, and every year the DPU continues to be resilient. What is different this year that just passed was that I managed to catch the dip over here and add on to my stake, which is already sizable. I missed the opportunity to buy it at 2.5 in COVID in 2020, but this time round I'm not gonna miss it, and thankfully I managed to add on in October at 2.49. At the same time, I managed to buy Capital REIT as well. I talked about this in another video called the margin selling period that I'll link over here. But it was a crazy period where everybody was selling everything, and it was of course a great opportunity to buy good quality blue chip products if you have the cash. And this is a very important lesson I learned from 2020 though. That when opportunities arise, you need to have cash. So that's a problem, right? When the markets crashed in 2020, I did not have enough cash, so I did not manage to buy this guy back then. But this time round, I was not going to be fooled, and I held enough cash, and therefore I managed to buy the dip, which is quite nice. Add on to my stake, already sizable, and I hope to hold it for a very very long time. And you can see the share price actually rebounded very strongly post fall in inflation and softening of the Fed's policy stance. Key highlights: DPU is up 3.5%, which is quite commendable, despite the rise in rates and whatnot. So pretty much back to the 16-cent level that we saw maybe a few years ago. If you look at the reversions, which is extremely interesting. If you have been following this channel, I've been talking about the positive reversions for the past I don't know how many quarters, maybe 7 or 8 quarters already. Every quarter is up. This time around is up 8%, which is very very attractive. So these are the rental reversions numbers, right? So for the full year 22, total reversions was up 8%. So this was stronger than last year's 4.5%. And if you look at it, the star performer is actually in the US in the logistics space. In the fourth quarter, up 42% reversions, 60% in the quarter before that, and even for business space, it was up 30% for fourth quarter of the 2022. Which was quite surprising because if you look at the news, the tech layoffs and retrenchments and talks of a recession, I was thinking that this number might come in softer and even see negatives, but continues to surprise me with the upside surprises. So the portfolio that they bought in the US for the past few 2 years continue to perform very very well. So overall, the US rental reversions were actually the strong performer. Up almost 30%. For the other geographies, everything was up. Singapore is up 7%. Not surprising if you follow the news in the logistics space. Up 11% in logistics. Australia also up. Even for the business spaces, right, the suburban offices, is also up 12%. Also quite surprising because I thought there'll be some recessions going on. But still strong though. Even in UK and Europe, things are still up, but of course it's data centers, so not that crazy. But nonetheless, given the troubles in Europe, surprising to see the numbers still up. So actually, the reversion surprised me for this year. I thought this Singapore and Australia will be strong, and I thought there will be a softening in the US and the UK and Europe. But it surprised me by giving positive reversions all over the place. So even for FY23, they still expect reversions to be in the mid single digits. So still quite a decent thing, right? Probably enough to beat the offsets through interest rate hikes. Because if rates go up, then they pay more in financing. But then with rental reversions, they might be able to deliver positive numbers next year. So let's see. The other thing was valuations. This is where it's a bit disappointing. I had hoped to see positive NAV numbers, but it actually went down. I guess because of FX moves. Because this guy has exposure to the Aussie, the sterling, the euro, and now the greenback. So well, it's all over the place, right? But I guess on the whole, well, it's okay to be stable, I guess. The average is at 36%. If they had some revaluation gains, this number will go down, right? But well, it was flat, so too bad. So if you look at the valuations, it's all over the place. But if you look at what they said, right? In local currencies, higher valuations are in Singapore, Australia, and UK. So I think the implication was that you have valuation falls in the UK and Europe, which was not surprising. If you follow the numbers from Suntech and stuff, I guess those stuff in UK and Europe we see cap rates go up and therefore valuations fall. So I'm not surprised that this stuff will be soft. But nonetheless, the valuation was the same year on year. So I guess the FX also kicked in. So because if you have higher valuations in local currencies in Singapore, Australia, and US, then the NAV should have gone up, right? But NAV did not go up, so therefore I think the currencies in Australia and the US kind of affected the valuations as well as the fall in valuations from the UK and Europe assets. So this is the valuation, and well, I guess okay to be stable. I think the question though for this guy going forward is when is the pivot from Powell? So in the latest FOMC, you've seen that Powell finally start to talk and acknowledge the start of this inflationary environment. So I think they're gonna hike rates to maybe 5%, two more 25 basis points hike to hit 5 to 5.25, and then hold. And then probably in the later half of this year, maybe fourth quarter or maybe first quarter of 24, maybe there'll be a interest rate cut already. So once that happens, man, things are just gonna go bananas, right? So let's see when the Fed will finally pivot and when all the REITs will start going up again.